A lot of these stories that I have about my dad, they make him come off sounding like a tough guy or like a mean dad, but he wasn't.
No, but you're pretty clear in saying that he wasn't.
He was just like a fun partier who had a lot of bad ideas. And when me and my brother were younger, I was probably about 7, 8. My brother is 13, or would that be it? Or he was probably like 12 and I was 7. So my dad lived in this apartment across the street from the bar. And one day he gets so mad how hard me and my brother are arguing that he leaves, comes back with a Kmart bag, throws it in this spare room that he had, and said, "Go figure it out." We go into the spare room. It was boxing gloves.
This is like out of a movie.
I know, dude. So we put on these boxing gloves. My brother's 5 years older than me, and at that age, that's a big difference. So he just beat the hell out of me
Your
with
brother
these
did.
gloves. Yeah, he just pounded me.
Yeah.
But we started doing it all the time, though. Then it got to a point where it was fun, and most of the time he wasn't beating me up when he was mad at me. We were kind of playing, sparring, boxing.
Right.
So
like
then-
you kind of did figure it out. Like you came into your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then my dad had the bright idea to invite some of his friends over from the bar.
I want this montage so badly. Like this movie montage of you guys learning how to box and your dad just watching from a distance.
I don't even know if he was watching from a distance, but or from the bar across the street. He was popping over every once in a while to make sure we were still alive. And he had his 2 buddies come over, and his one friend had kids the same age as me and Mike, my brother. And they had matches. My brother fought the older one, I fought the younger one, and the older dudes were betting on our fights. And just drinking and creating their own sport. It was probably around the time it is now when there's no NFL and, the Penguins were out of the playoffs. So it makes sense.
This is so much more morally messed up than bum fights. Remember bum fights?
Yeah.
With that guy, what's his name?
Well, there was no famous. You might be thinking of Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice. Yeah, I thought he was bum fights.
He wasn't a bum fight. He was just beating the shit out of people in street fights, making a ton of money. Yeah. No, this is child abuse. is what we're talking about. So years later, I run into one of the kids, the guy that I fought, and I was friends with him like years later, and I forgot it was him. I didn't know it was him until my brother told me. So I run into him at a bar. This is probably like 5, 6 years ago. And we start talking about it, and it's not like a fun conversation. Like, it starts off funny. You're like, yo, do you remember when our dads used to make us box, and then we'd get drunk in that spare room?
By the end, it's like, oh, I'll box you right now.
Well, here's what I said to him, dude. We're sitting there, and I said, man, if I remember correctly, dude, I think I won that night. And he goes, nah, dude, I don't think any of us won that night. And dude, me and him just both start dying laughing.